We need to really see that a priori it seems that these would be useful, but how is it impacting the car driving behavior over time? Definitely people have studied these features in a very short time frame using simulations, and those were needed to confirm that in the short term it is good to have these features, but it's hard for these bodies to conduct a long time research. So this comes from a car manufacturer. They were interested in studying the user behavior, given that they have all these monitoring capabilities. So the data is quite robust. It's coming from their entire fleet, and what we have done is we have taken a random sample of 10% cars. There would be users who have been using it for 2 years. There are users who are using it just for a month. So it gives us a good variety. Our objective is to understand how these different kinds of alerts, urgent and non-urgent, influence the driving behavior. So in the industry, widely established metrics for bad behavior are speeding and hard braking. If you look at blind spot detection, if you're driving and the cars are passing by, you always get these lights, a visual signal, and you at least have some time to decide whether you want to change your lanes or not, right? So that is less urgent. So like the forward collision warning, right? So if you're going to go hit a wall or a car ahead of you, if you're too close, it'll just there will be a sound that will come and say that, hey, you're going to hit something in the front. So for the non-urgent alerts, we find that over time, the speeding behavior and the hard braking behavior improves, right? So you're speeding less and you're making fewer hard brakes. But when it comes to urgent technologies, we find an opposite effect. So your speeding behavior increases, and you're putting more hard brakes as you're driving. You can think of alerts as feedback, and feedback should help you learn. Okay, but then the nature of these alerts is to prevent collisions or accidents. So what you're doing is there is a competing effect called the risk compensation behavior, where it gives you this illusion of extra safety with these features, that hey, I'm driving and if there's something wrong, the alert will warn me, and so I don't have to worry about it. Both these competing forces are at play. Now what's happening with an urgent alert is that because there is no deliberation, you don't think, you just act, right? So the risk compensation dominates the learning effect. Whereas if it's a non-urgent alert, because you deliberate, the learning effect is stronger. The expectation was that these would always work in the same way, but what our results are saying is that when it comes to urgent warnings, actually the effectiveness will go down. One way to counter this would be to change the nature of your alerts. In response to an urgent alert, if the behavior is getting worse, they could provide some other warnings, right? Maybe send notifications that, hey, you need to be careful because you're doing this too often. Yeah, my recommendation is, again, you should take these features. They help to prevent accidents. Consumers they should be always alert. They need to learn from these features. As you bring in more automation, you have to be aware that the behavior can get worse over time, and you need to compensate for that.